Okay, click enough. Now, okay, so for today, what we are going to do is pretty simple. Get this SSG in a position where we can edit the post at least. So the base case was adding the edit post, sorry, editing the post which is already there and not to be added. So that is one edge case that we can tackle later on. So the post is created but not published on the web page. That is, it will only put in the database, but it will be depleted to picked by the cron job. That is one edge case we don't want to tackle right now. What right now I am focusing is on that the post is already there, published on the web page, and then we want to edit that. That will be one thing that we want to do this stream. So that SSG is working really nice, at least for what I am using. So if we go to dev.com, here I have hosted my own blog, which is a new version of it, and I've been posting it weekly newsletters for the past 3 weeks over here now. So 34, 35 and 36 is posted through this SSG editor. So I'm editing it right here in the editor itself, and it's getting published after an hour or so when the cron job hits. And so far it has been really working well. I've been able to use this embed tags just like Substack, and this really works great. So that is one thing, and we want to continue building this and iterating over this. So right now the last time we I think added this admin like route where the user can actually go ahead and, let's say he wants to edit that particular feed or particular post, we can go ahead and edit it, but it's just on the UI, it's nothing there in the functional device, so we cannot actually edit it. But it says it will redirect to the edit page, but we want to now fill in these values and able to update that particular post onto the service generator whenever that next cron job is hit. Okay. So that being said, let's get straight into it. So I think we are developing it here, or no, it is not here. It will be in the blog, and we are now developing it right into my blog itself. We will be doing it multiple times in that case. So let's get it here. So let's see what we need to do first. So the edit page is all good up and like it's already there. So if we go into the posts and I just want to, let's say, edit this delete method. Oh, why is that? Okay, under submission with GitHub. So if we go into admin / post, you can see the edit the admin page for this, where you can edit this. Now we can see that it is redirecting us to the editor route. Now when this action gets triggered, this is where we want to be loading the editor with some prefilled values. Now how are we going to do that? That is a little tricky, because with that what we need to do now is, let's say we are in templates editor, right? And here we are sort of sorry, so this is the actual page that is getting rendered out, but we are in actually the default post template. So here we are using the method edit, where we provide take the slug and okay, right now we are not doing anything with it, but that is that. Okay, so maybe we need to replace the editor URL with a Netlify cloud function, which will take that post, like query the post that we are editing, and then render the like give out the editor template as a pre-filled values from the form. So we are right now hard coding this editor template to be rendered it from the like static page, but now we want to make it dynamic. We want to make it called from the Netlify cloud function, because that is also not required, but that template we can't generate on the fly, or could we? I don't think so we can, because there needs to be some template rendering done there, right? Because we cannot pass everything, like slug for instance is fine, but if you want to pass in everything like the the metadata and the actual content, which will be quite tricky to do that in that case. So we cannot really do this in the editor or the static content itself. So we need to write an actual Netlify function which will take this as a query. We will take the slug as a query and then query the database and then provide us the result. So we already had laid down the groundwork. So the query parameter method should be edit, and it should be a get request, which means we are trying to fetch the form, pre-fill the form, and we then filter, we get the slug from the query params, and then filter, I think, the post. Hold on, what are you doing here? Post type is query param type. Okay, here we need to make sure that we are actually in the right order. But why are we doing this as a for loop? I understand that there will be multiple such posts, might be due to pipe or slug, but we take the first one and just return it. So metadata object, we load the metadata from the queried post, right? Post by post slug, so that will be the post metadata, and load it into a JSON object. Then we need to, okay, the type is that particular type. Then we plugins dot payload, which will be the actual, what we call, this is a thing that we need to pass to the editor template in order to render that things out. So we take the title, we take the metadata, and we take the post body, and the post body will be, okay, that will be the existing body that we will be using from the post, and then pass this edit form and provide the payload. Alright, that makes a lot of sense. We already have this groundwork, we had done it in the previous, I think, couple of streams there, but we haven't done what we need to do when the method is post, but the method, the HTTP method is the post, but the query param that we are sending, the method is edit. Right, so if you see here, the first condition is get request, as a condition is post request. So this post request will be the actual form request, or not form request but edit request, that we want to save this new edited form. User made edits, now we want to save the form. So this is where the post request will hit and we want to save the form. We have not written the thing here yet, but this is what we want to be achieving right now. Okay, a lot of code in there. Then let's get this out of the way. So since we are compiling it from a template, we need to see where are we actually doing this. The template must compile new edit form, pass edit form. What is actual edit form? Okay, so we pass in the title, we pass in the metadata, metadata might be actually tricky. Never mind. Because we already have changed the metadata where we move it in the editor template, so need to think about that as well. Okay, so let's okay, and then let's get rolling here. We don't want to be delaying this further. This will be replaced by something called the Netlify cloud function URL. And where is that function called? So we call this function when we are trying to save the file. So it could be in the editor form. Yeah, this is where we are doing the things. Mm. So we are doing this via the function get element by id. So we are adding the what we call submit event handler. Likewise, we will have the event handler here too, since this is the button, right? And this is the post form actually, but that's just a button. Okay. So instead that will just be a click event handler, and we want to do what? Just thinking is a simpler way to do it, because this is quite not complex but little too much overhead to think about. Okay, let's give it a GPT then. Add a notify cloud function request to load the form filled with values in the return form by notify. That will be the template. Now I'll just give it a hint of what is that template about. So let's give it this thing. And let's give it this thing as well. I don't think it will go with that. It's too long. Come on. I can just barely 700 lines and it's not able to do it. Shame on you, ChatGPT. Yep, we have this. That is quite fast. Much better than what GPT can do. Oh. What happened there? Can I view the code? Yeah. Can I edit the code though? Oh, I can edit the code. That is nuts. And this is the part to notify function. Did you just provide me the my code itself? I didn't expect that to do that way. But never mind. That was not the ideal thing. I thought it might get the context, but never mind. We'll do it ourselves. So what I want to do is I want to change this where it is. Yeah. No, not this one. Is that it? Yeah. So this button right here needs to be a little more than that. it needs to first call the netlify cloud function, and that cloud function will itself fetch the post based on the slug, and then we will prepare the template for that edit form, and that form will be pre-filled with the title, content, and the metadata stuff, so that we can edit that form. That will be returned from the post, and we need to replace that content, the what do you call, the actual content with the article that you want to edit form. So right now we will be clicking the edit button in the actual form itself, but then we want to do it inside the editor and not to replace that entire content. I don't know what I was saying, but yeah, I get what I'm saying, but yeah, I just I meant in there. So here we are doing with inform, and with that we don't have any hx attribute here, but we do have a attribute here. So what I want to be doing is simple. We just join this and paste it in here in some script and make the changes. So the ID for this is the editor. We'll call it ID, and it's an editor edit. So get element by ID, which will be then editor edit. So if that is add event listener quick, I hope that is still relevant, and if that is the case, we'll prevent default and doesn't load the refreshes the screen. I think that is what I believe, but it could be wrong, I don't know. Then we get this, we prepare the form data. Actually, you know what, we don't want to be doing this. In fact, we don't want to be doing any of these. Because can we write a query params here? Okay. Let's ask some simple questions to Gemini. Can I add query params in this? I want to pass edit method and plug into this. I want to be doing that with I don't like that. Is it possible to do it like not in the URL but in the object? Like, I don't know if it will get that or not. Fetch. I don't think so it would get that. So let's add this. Not a big fan of this, but I don't have any other options. So we will call the method as edit, and what we have is slug, which we need to pass. Okay, since this is JavaScript, how will you get that? Since this is JavaScript, alright, so I think we can do it that way. Let's call it const. Yep. And then just here. Come on, complete it. I think it fails when the sentence is already complete. It cannot edit that things. So let's make it job a little easier. Oh, since we are already passing it here, we can directly pass it here as well, right? I saw it there and config, sorry, not config, not post dot format or dot slog, and that will be that. So we need to do what now? That is it, right? Port, not post. Sorry, this will not be a post request, it will be a simple get request. Won't be even a JSON response, so response dot why did maybe we respond with JSON but we don't get the actual object. Right, this is looks correct to me. And instead of one click, sorry, I don't know that every part of it, and that should be enough for the edit part. And once we have the request, we need to fill in the blanks. Maybe if that is a HX get request, you can directly add it here. I think HX get HX swap HX, I think it's target. Can you complete it, boy? Oh, yeah. Flash editor. That is not the right one. It is actually this one. Yoink. And paste. Okay, so now HX target is what? It should be post content. We'll see. Not sure. Let's try to run the server. I mean, it won't work, but at least we'll have something. And this is the one. Slash admin newsletter. Oh, not pulled it, I think. It pull origin main. Somehow that button is disabled now. Oh, I know why it is the case. Let's see, where is this used? First thought it was a class, but never mind. There's one more. Nothing's happening, which means it is broken. Why is a bad day today? Maybe I have this hidden as well as that hidden, so let's move on and see. Might be causing a few frustrations there. Triggered, okay. Now we are clearing the edit but nothing happening. Still still that is the case, then hx get who is reluctant on a GPT edit? I am not. I did not add anything here. I think it just separated the new lines. Nothing big of a deal there. Where are you? And the delete button has been deleted. Elements console. Oh my god. Never mind. Like what? Actually, that was a little of a bad example maybe. Let's go here and check. Admin slash. Why is this request getting being made? Headers. Never mind. Let's see the console. There are definitely errors. It's not related to that either. Lower HTMX. Oh no, how is it not complaining then? That is surprisingly weird. I thought we had. Looks like it doesn't. Something's happening for sure. Okay. Damn it. Okay, that was not a good thing to do. What we should do Let's give this to GPT and say that, hey, let's replace with HTMX with fetch. Replace HTMX with fetch. That is not long, man. Come on. You don't even care about the head. Can we edit this? I hope we do. Replace HTMX with so this. Okay, let's see. Okay, so we are able to list hit that API. But the response is what is making it confused, I believe. Since for this result we are not passing in the response, we are returning a JSON response. However, we want to return error loading form content. Alright. Error loading editor content or form content. So it was editor content, okay. Fetch URL. So let's result out the console.log. If we are able to fetch that at least. Reload this. And so like we are getting an internal server error from Netlify cloud functions, which is unfortunate. So let's see. So we go here. At least we have reached this point. We are logging the HX request. Then the method will be edit, right? Since that is what is passed there. Method get. Okay, this might not be deployed with the latest code, I believe. This is from where? Okay, alright, this is from the Burrow editor itself. Let me do it there. CD into right, we didn't add it here. So let's debug this entirety there. Maybe I should deploy it in a few minutes. I need to make that both the Netlify deployment and this GitHub pages sync. That is a separate repo and this is a separate repo. So let's make that sync and then it should be uniform. So hopefully nothing breaks here. Alright, build was successful, but it failed. Rebuilding failed. Oh, building the SSG failed. What? Oh, maybe that is the right thing. So we have also made the changes to schema, I believe. That could be an issue. We did. That's fine for now. We made the changes here, I suppose. Get post by slug. And the schema were also changed. Still failed. Oh, it's finally deployed. Why we don't get that in network tab? That is quite weird. Invalid request message. So we see here because that is getting hit, then we need to have the variable there. Otherwise this might be the one that is breaking, since get post by serve will return many, and we are getting the first one object out, get the title and the object data, body out, edit the form and return that value. So once that builds, the build is completed. Build is published. Let's look at logs from this API. There are no logs as of now. Let's edit it. And so we have method edit. Plug is there. However, it is post slash Golang web delete method. Let's see. Why are we messing up here? So this will be a method get. Right. Slug URL. We are sending the fetch request. So let's log out everything here because it's quite tricky to debug it on Netlify these days. So this will be correct. Let's log the slug out, then log the first slug, then log this post, log the error, that is not happening I think, because otherwise it will have correctly returned the error at least. That's not happening. Right, now we have added up plenty of log methods. We will now know exactly where it is failing. So add logs and push. Okay, let's wait for this to complete, and then we'll have a good idea of where it is failing. Okay, that is completed. Let's view the logs from the sun, and let's reload. That is a big issue. Why are we adding that? That is weird. I didn't think I added it. Did I add it? Well, let's see. Slug title. This is, oh yeah, there it is. Prefix URL plus post type. Oh no, this is something different. We add it on the database, right? So this will be in netlify function itself. So wait, what? This is the user one. So let's see one by one. Edit, we don't care. Yeah, it might be right here. We want to add yeah, we need to clean that up if you are doing that as well. So how do we do that here? So filter post by slug. So we'll set slug as front dot printf. So what I'm trying to do here is construct a string slug and prefix that with that. But I forgot how we do that. We do it something like this one, but where I've done it somewhere else. Did I? Maybe it is in the plugins db.go. We do something like this here or somewhere down the track. Yeah, something like this. And so if that is the value, so it will be prefix URL. Okay, and with that as query params of prefix URL. Okay. Actually, if it is not okay, then prefix URL is this, otherwise prefix URL will be empty. So it will be prefix URL. Okay, this will override that value. Maybe we can do this otherwise. If that is the case, then if it is okay, then set that as prefix URL slug declared and not used. I think that won't matter much. So that should be it. Let's log it out. Realized I have edited it here. Some parts are here and some parts are there. Never mind. Wait, did I don't know what I did, but I think it is wrong. That is quite weird. Okay, this is weird. So if uh, post by slug is like it cannot be nil, can it? It is a list, right? So we can check for length. And let's modify the slug to be just a slug and trim. So let's do a strings dot trim prefix the slug with the post type. Get post by slug ctx and slug. What is that issue? There has no method field. Get posts by slug type. Right. Won't work as expected because of one reason. We have now added this. It's kind of weird here. Let's select it till get, till we loop for all the values. Strings, we need to import that. So import that ways and that should be good enough. Git add so filter post by slug by moving the type prefix. That took quite a while than expected. No error at least. That's hilarious. slug trim prefix post type. Man. Try hashtag 111. Now then. Okay, we are not specifying the post type. Oh, makes sense now somehow. Query params is never sending the post type. Oh, we can do that? Holy grace, I didn't knew that. But that has messed up everything, but... Okay, how do I... Insanity. Okay, in the posts we need to send the post type. Let's send that. So, and type equal to plus, come on now, actually maybe that's just the type. This should technically fix that. What is this now? We should have the trimmed string at least. No. Okay, fine. Fine. If that is not the case, why is it failing then? Post.frontMatter.type. It does have a type if I am right. Yeah, we do send a slug and a type. Let me confirm what are we. Let's see if we receive the type as post. Okay, so it should do that, right? Posts, posts, Golang. Maybe. Let's try this out. We reached here, and then it went error state or something because we didn't receive post. So for sure we reached here and the slug is correctly identified as that. Get posts by slug. Oh my god. We don't have that entry in the database because that was created way before that. Damn it. This is a very weird problem to solve than I imagined it. So, if you not still know what the issue is that we want to edit the post. Post is already published in the web page. However, that post is not in the database. we need to think about that logic. How to sync the database from the SSG and what we have inherited. So that could happen via two things. We can have an independent workflow for that, like a script syncdb, and let's have let's call it sync. Will be fetched from, no, not that, it will be fetched from os.args if sync post Python, sorry. And if that is the case, then let's do this, otherwise we'll do that. Now what is in that is that the query to fetch this will be select star from posts. Now where will be the condition here will be we want to sync it. Okay, bit tricky, not much. Okay, it's a bit tricky. We need some helper functions here. Since we are already using that. Oh no, we are not using it. So inside of plugins, we can have some utils, some db base, no, db.go, yeah. So here we can actually get you know what, actually I have no idea, a bit little too much to do, but I think we can do that. Are we running the db plugin? Let's see. We do. Okay, that makes a good thing actually. Since we are running this plugin name, so db plugin execute, what are we going to do here is simple. We are going to write every entry in the database which currently doesn't exist. Okay, and I think we have an access to the database here, if I am correct. No? Somehow yes and no. We have it, but we have not used it anywhere, so we can quickly go ahead and do that. It could be done via where did we do that? We have done it. I clearly think we have done that. It's not here definitely. Yep. Okay. Close, not yet. So let's run this here. So db URL will be that URL. What are we talking about? Oh, that context is different from that context. Okay. Maybe that was the wrong name. Post context. Now you should be happy. Okay, so now we have connected to the database. What we want to be doing is write to that database now. Now we can do that with embedded replicas or something like that, because you already have that connection. We are not going to do that for now. Maybe sometime later. at least for not as of now. So we are connected to the database. Now I want to write a function that will go ahead and take that SSG thing. We have it, right? Yeah, we have the SSG, and let's just write a function that will basically get all the posts. So get all posts will be the name of it, and inside of here, this is what I was supposed to be working for. And what is this? No, that is, come on, that is was, hey, didn't put it me. Yeah, this one was wrong. Clearly not what I expected it. I just want the SSG post to be that. And let's see, what do we have? Models, SSG config posts. Okay, so posts for post in range SSG post. I think this will only give that thing. So we do that, and then we need to sort of get the slugs. Yeah. Yeah. Queries. Now, so what we need to do now is go through all the slug is important in that case. So what we are trying to do here is, now we have slugs for all the posts that are there in the SSG, and we have the DB posts get I mean, we have the DB, so you can directly create it instead of doing that. But now get posts. Yeah, so once that is done, we need to that is done, and we'll have all of these inside of this. So get should have loaded it. There we go. I know. Okay, so now we have DB posts and we have this. What we want to be doing is we'll iterate through all of the slugs in the posts. Yeah, and then for no, that is wrong. Okay, let me do one thing. Now we have both the slopes here. Okay, that was a bad thing to do, but oh my goodness, we might not even need these things for post in range SSG dot posts. We'll take in the slug, which will be post dot formatter dot slug, and if sorry for yeah, if the db post dot slug, I mean it is there in the database, which means that will continue, else posts to create will be a list of posts, and if this is the case, then we'll append that post, and in the end of it we'll call queries dot create post. I think we have option to create post create, so we'll have the schema, the query. This will create post, and here we'll call we do have queries. Okay, so queries dot let's see, did I mess up anything? Okay, so here queries dot create post for post create post takes a what? I mean, okay, bummer. Post post, what was that? Params, okay, post that won't be there. Let's see, so post params will be create post params, and click in the slug post admin writer. I think this is body. Okay, front matter variable of type HTML. What is it of type? Oh, it's type of string. That is weird. Metadata is of type string. Interesting. Then okay. We can I think now run this command, which will be go run syncdb.go with so this is a oh, it is a db sync command that will run for each of the runs that will make. Maybe let's try that out. Not sure how dangerous that might be, but who cares? Can we run the db plugin? How the hell do we know that? So we scrapped this idea. Now we were here. So you were running the DB plugin. So if that is the case, then that should have worked, right? Something got nil. So what are we logging into out here? Let's see. We are logging in this thing. Not sure. Oh, we don't have a DB token. Damn it. This will be set from the environment variable. So I don't have that token. Come on. It is torso.tech. And this is on it. Yep. And what I wanted it to do was copy the URL. Where do I paste that? Also database URL. So this is that. Let's keep this secret. Okay, I'm done. Backlight. Token is created. Now let's run this. Give it a dry run. Still not able to find it. No, 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 you cannot do that, bro. So database auth token is empty somehow. Okay, I need to source that file. How dumb of me. Okay, I just ran that and it's okay, it found that at least. What that was insanity. How did you reveal now it cannot do anything? Now you are doomed. Anyways. So let's see if it's able to connect. It is able to connect, but it's not able to find anything somehow. How is that even possible? So we know that this is fine, this is working. Query.get all posts. What is wrong? Let's do one quick check. So let's start from all posts where delete is 0. That is the thing that we are calling it, right? Schema, not schema, the query is where deleted is 0, sorry. So such column deleted? What the heck, bro? Where is the... This is the right thing are we doing, right? I think I'm missing something. I've not pushed the changes here. Okay. I need to push the change from this thing here to here, I believe. we cannot change that. That was a bad idea actually. For now I think we can do this. The last hope. Okay. Where is the detail head? There we go. So once that is done, I think that should fix that. There we go. Turning post in DB failed was your second. Foreign key constraint failed. Foreign key. Oh, author ID. Author ID. Okay. Author ID. How do you convert that then? Convert a variable of string type into byte. Not even that is possible. So we can do one thing, which is convert map string interface to string Golang. Origin.marshall. Okay, let's see. You can check this thing here. For that matter, run that taking quite some time. Yeah, I think it has added all of them. Slug is missing somehow. That is not an issue. Might be an issue later on. For now it looks good. So there are 161. We have already inserted 187. Okay, 187 posts in the DB. That is quite a lot. Now the actual thing. Let's run this and edit it. Okay, now what is the issue then? Now what is your issue? Now that post exists in the database. Here is null post type is post. Metadata is also there. This is the whole content, I believe. So we got that, and we sort of should be sending this to the actually we should be sending the markdown version of it. Where is it? This one? No, yeah, this one. So in here, instead of sending the post body, because there are too many logs, we should be sending the we have a markdown. What is payload? Oh, why are we sending payload? Like, we can send anything given there, but why are we sticking to that? That doesn't work well, because I want the metadata, the content to be this type markdown. And somehow the post that we have received is somehow doesn't have that. That was my mistake. Can we convert markdown, sorry, HTML to Mac to markdown? I think we can. Golang convert HTML to markdown in standard library. At this point, I'm afraid we should be storing in markdown and HTML both. Yes, but we are already doing it. That is the case. What we will do? For now, I'm thinking to add that dependency. Not afraid, you are afraid. New converter. So what is this? What is this just? So where are we doing this? This is for the editor template, right? Into this, and here, yeah. So here we were. Okay. And buffer dot string. Wait, where is... What is this? Okay, that's what I was confused about. Give me the editor form because we are doing something wrong. Title is fine. Data, I'm not worried. Content. Is it not body? I think it is body, right? It is post. All were wrong. And metadata, let's keep it for now. Let's see what happens when we do that. Never mind. So I changed it here now, but I needed to do it here. Okay. Alright. I think this is the last thing that I'm doing today for today. And yeah, it should be wrapping it up. on. Have proper instructions, bro. GPT, you screwed up. It was pretty close, not saying it was bad, but I've already started. How can I scale it before HTML to Markdown? Really? Fine, I think I'm okay with that. What did I do now? Come on, providing really bad options there. Why is it screwing up? Okay. HTML to Markdown, convert to string, body, it is a string. Okay. Let's go. That I think it's still wrong. Need to change it here. Actually, now the GitHub workflow is also failing. Let's see why. Oh, I know the issue. I know the issue. That could be fixed later on, but this again. Why are you not able to fix that, bro? It's gonna be that 3 hours stream today. We are going to fix this somehow. At least this loading screen should appear properly. At least a bit. And this time no failures. Please. Why is it not able to pick it up? Try 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That one was a hilarious one. Fingers crossed. Finally, try number 5. Oh, red. He's not pushing anything, right? Yeah. Embarrassed. Did we remove that code or something? Yeah. Yes. Oh my god. Please now. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. Damn it. So we search. So at least you can view the error. Network tab. No. Fail to fetch edit content. Internal server error. Oh yeah, it is internal server error from invalid metadata or something in that range. So metadata is a JSON object for sure, right? Metadata is a valid JSON. Yeah, that is indeed correct. So where are we messing up? Whether it is that or it is this. Oh, okay, this won't work here. Valid object is post type. The post type is not there in that case. Can't do much there then. Let's not remove it. Keep it there just in case. And yeah, let's push it again. Where is this? Why do I keep changing in here? Bummer after bummers. Let's do it here itself. So I'll need to comment out this thing and have the logs for today. There we go. Body markdown failed, that is fine, because I think I didn't the value is not trimmed off or something. It's marked down, so why did that fail? Payload post. So content. Wait, what? Okay, let's ask this itself here. How do I populate the editor form with the text area? Okay. Okay. So value doesn't work here. So it should be fine enough. And this is not going to work anyways. So let's do how to see if we got the markdown at least or not. Not even tested that. Okay, it worked, I think. It probably worked, yeah. You can see the headings and those all. Slug is perfect, error, no errors. And error is nil again here, so that should be good enough. And instead of doing that, we can do that, but okay, fine, let's do that. Post should be preferred there. That looks like it. No, I'm opening that twice again. So we changed that and that. Let's see. It had I mean, it worked partially, means it is working fine, and that could be doable. So yeah, that is how we do it. Method edit 5 posts log whatever. At least it's able to do that replacing of the actual, you know, content. So that is fine. As far as that is fine, then we are good to go. We always change the aesthetics. It's actually a nightmare. I not underestimate that thing. It's uploaded. Let's reload it. Edit. There you go. I want to check if that is actually a markdown content or not. I'm a little curious. National.com/editor, it has a markdown editor, I believe. Okay, get started. That was perfect. That is insanity. Yeah, it works. You can change the aesthetics later on, but there it is. There it found. It's not able to submit it, but that is another thing. So I will leave it here. While that was quite some hectic. Just 3 hours. What did I complete? Yeah, let's see what wanted to rate someone. So manage stream, rate a channel, who has least views. Everyone had 1 view.